guys, so this just in. The High Level Commission for the Prevention and Control of Coronavirus, COVID 19, established new measures and recommendations that will help to flatten the contagion verge and preserve the health of Dominicans. The Minister of the Presidency, Gustavo Montalvo, in his capacity as coordinator of the commission, explained that it is necessary that those who test positive remain confined and treated in health centers, and that those who have been in contact with those infected remain in confinement for a period of 14 days until the suspicion is cleared. With this objective, we are enabling centers in order to quarantine their health and do compliance with quarantine in all cases that are necessary, said Gustavo, informing the media and citizens of the details of the meeting he led. Today, President Danilo Medina with the high level of commission. So they're asking for extreme hygiene measures in companies and institutions with basic services. Likewise, he called for extreme preventative measures in public entities and companies that maintain their operations during the state of emergency, both those that produce and those that transport and sell basic articles. We urge us to take measures such as the installation of alcohol gel dispensers at the entrances of the establishment, as well as water, soap, and other items for hand washing. He specified that in the case of supermarkets, grocery stores, and banks that directly serve the population, they must make an effort to educate their employees about the necessary hygiene measures, as well as apply strict food safety measures and, of course, maintaining 2 meters distance between people at all times. I'm just going to cut off right there. Let me see what the rest says. He also urged the clients of the establishment to take precautions, organize that one person in the family moves to carry. Okay, so I'm just going to pause there for a second because I did go to Superpola today, and right here where he specified that in the case of supermarkets, grocery stores, and banks, it's perfect. Everything he said is being carried out immediately. Immediately, the employees of Superpola were very careful. They made sure that everyone that was standing in line, when I was there at least, one of the workers came over and she said to me, you have to pull your cart over a little bit because it's too close to the next person. You have to keep a certain distance away. And then another time I saw in front of me, the people who were in front of me, they were attempting to put their food on the conveyor belt right when the conveyor belt was just moving. You know how you put your food on the conveyor belt because the person in front of you is getting checked out now and everything. Well, the person in front of me attempted to do that, but the guy at the cash register said, no, 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 no. Do not put your stuff on the conveyor belt until this person is finished. And I was like, oh, okay, you know what? It is a new level of respect anyway, right? A new form of respect. And I was like, yep, okay. So when I got to the conveyor belt, I looked at the lady, and the lady, because I was in a different lineup at the time, I actually scooted over to the next lineup because I noticed that it was a little shorter. So now I'm in the lineup, and the lady looked at me, and I was about to put my stuff on the conveyor belt, and she looked at me, and I was like, oh no, okay. And she smiled, and we laughed, and she saw that I knew, and so that was it. But yep, every single person was doing it. They at the cash register, they were being very careful. They had that, like I said, that woman that was going through the laneways, making sure everyone was when I was in the lineup, not when I was purchasing things. They weren't making sure that we were that far apart. Like, it wasn't that, like strict, but when we were in the lineup and when we were all like standing there, and they made sure there was a certain distance, and I really appreciated that. All of the workers had gloves on and masks on, and especially when they were handling the food, they were stocking the shelves, and yep, there were motor controls running outside when we got outside, which thank God there was, because, that's really important to the economy here, number one, for motor conchos to be able to still survive. But it just makes sense for expats, for also for natives here, for us to be able to have that convenience. Now, I packed a laundry bag full of groceries and also a few bags, so I was able to get like an extra motor concho. So I was able to have two bikes, bring my stuff home, and that was awesome for me. And I got everything packed away, and so I'm good now. I would say for the next 20 days. I have a lot of noodles if I just eat a pack a day, or, potatoes if I just have it. If it really, comes down to the chase, I'm good. And I'm still going to go and get a few things. I think it's really just about not going outside. And that, guys, that is the key. Even if you are living in like the country, in the campo, go outside in your own backyard, but be very careful when you go to the farmer. Be very careful when you go to like the bread factory or the cheese factory. Like, let's say you live in Bella Vista. So you really want to be careful. Let me see. He urged the clients of the establishments to take precautions organized so that only one person in the family moves to carry out the supply of products or any other management they require. Normal flow of food availability. Okay, reported that grocery stores can sell products to consume. Okay. Measure to prevent contagion. The high level commission prohibited social gatherings. So there's no social gatherings in grocery stores, and the consumption of alcoholic beverages within them. You know how some grocery stores have like an area like Jeanette's upstairs in Cabarete. They have a little area where you can go upstairs and you can socialize, have a coffee, have a tea, maybe buy a beer, and you can talk to your friends, But what they're saying right now is no, that's not allowed any longer either. As even though grocery stores are open, there's still no social gatherings allowed. Grocery stores will be able to continue operating and selling their products, but only to consume in homes. We insist it is not about vacations. The population must remain in their homes. I love that part right there. Isn't that a little attitude right there? We got it. Says, we insist it's not about vacations. Like, it's not about a vacation. You're not on a vacation right now, everyone. This is not like worldwide, March break. He's saying the population must remain in their homes. In their homes. They're not talking about if you are in the city or if you are in the campo. They are not talking about anything else. They are saying if you work in the grocery stores, you get to work and you get yourself back home. If you are in the countryside and you have like a little compound, and you live there, and you have your family that lives on the same compound, but, in a different home. How do you know what the person in the next home is doing when they go to work into town? You don't know who they're talking to. Stay in your home. Even if you are in like a compound where there's a swimming pool, what comes to mind right now is where I used to live, where I just moved out of in El Bate. There's a swimming pool there, and it's in its own little villa. And I'm wondering, if I was there, would it be safe to go down and go swimming in the pool? I don't think so. Because again, anyone could come in that villa, they could sneeze, they could be infected, and oh my gosh, I would even doubt that they would be cleaning the pool out at this time. So, mayors must ensure compliance with social distancing within their communities. So, I don't know when Willie's supposed to be in. I'm pretty sure it's April. So, if we're on lockdown during that time, he'll just come in seamlessly, I'm thinking, assuming, and he'll be able to make sure that he goes along with that social distancing. Regarding the recently published news that some mayors have shown the desire to isolate their municipalities from the rest of the country as a preventative measure, Minister Montalvo was empathetic when he said that these types of measures taken unilaterally, uninformed, and disorganized do not help, are not necessary, and are not allowed. Ooh, that's really nice. That's true. You don't want to have a separation of the country. He explained that isolating unaffected communities is not possible since the movement of essential vehicles is more important than ever for the transportation of food as well as health and emergency assistance. That's a very good point. I like this guy. Very good point. He's saying no community should be isolated because there's going to become a point when food will have to be transported there. The central government already banned inner city transport on the 20th of this year, and since then, circulation on the country's roads has been at record lows. What remains now is essential for the country to have a coordinated response to the emergency and must continue to circulate, he recalled. Ooh. Let's read that again. The central government already banned intercity transport on the 20th of this year. And since then, circulation on the country's roads has been at record lows. What remains now is essential for the country to have a coordinated response to the emergency and must continue to circulate, he recalled. That's very interesting. I think Sosua will be fine as one of those places that, because we're right by an airport and we're right by Puerto Plata, so things will circulate here, I'm sure. But wow, okay. He maintained that what the virus prevents is to isolate individuals, especially in their homes. Therefore, we must avoid any initiative that may lead to riots in the streets, panic, crowds, and disorder, because that does generate situations of risk. He's right. We call on the local authorities to make every effort to ensure that social isolation measures are carried out within their own communities while ensuring the transit of goods and vehicles on the roads throughout the country. Request to postpone family celebrations. The coordinator of the High-Level Commission for the Prevention and Control of Coronavirus also asked the population to postpone family celebrations such as weddings or birthdays and to apply hygienic measures at home, especially when someone goes out, sanitizing hands, clothes, and shoes when they go back home. Telecommunication concessionaires must guarantee uninterrupted services. Oh, so that means cellular phone service and everything must guarantee uninterrupted services. On the other hand, because in this situation, telecommunication services in homes are essential for the population to have access to the connectivity necessary for telenetworking, information, and entertainment, Indotel will issue a resolution stating that the concessionaires must dedicate all the necessary resources to guarantee the uninterrupted continuity of its services. Indotel, Intelligence Dominican Telecommunications, I would think that would stand for. The suspension or cancellation of telecommunication services is also prohibited, as well as generating charges for delayed payment of services during the period of state of emergency. I was wondering that because I pay monthly for my Altice box, and I was wondering if I don't go make my monthly payment because they're not open, what will happen? So they cannot cut it. It says right here, the suspension or cancellation of telecommunication services is also prohibited, as well as generating charges for delayed payment of services during the period of state of emergency. Cancellation of public employees during state of emergency is prohibited. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Public Administration has issued Resolution Number 060-2020 that suspends deadlines to file requests, claims, actions, appeals, and administrative actions. The resolution also prohibits the cancellation of public servants during the state of emergency unless they are verifiable criminal cases. Act quickly and forcefully to stop virus advancement. All of the aforementioned measures respond to the fact that the epidemical... Oh, I don't have glasses on that are very well right. Guys, I have the screen up to me and I'm looking at this and I'm like, what is this word? Epidemiological. Oh, it's a hard one for me. Epidemiological. Let me try it real good. Epidemiological situation of the virus in our country can change rapidly, and the government's responsibility is to act with equal speed and forcefulness to contain its progress. Only by cooperating and trusting the country's authorities can we face this challenge successfully. I like that. Only by cooperating and trusting the country's authorities can we face this challenge successfully. Thanks to all the Dominican society. In this context, the Minister of the Presidency thanked the sense of responsibility and solidarity with which all sectors of Dominican society are acting. Citizens, businessmen, workers, health personnel, and public officials. Everyone is showing that it is in difficult moments when Dominicans give the best of ourselves. Bam! I have to tell you, it's right out the gate right there. I am so proud to be part of the Dominican Republic people right now. I have clients that I'm talking to right now that are talking about going outside to certain functions or whatever. And I'm like, oh, really? It's allowed there? They're like, I know, right? It shouldn't be allowed here. And meanwhile, they're still going out to them because it's not prohibited. And I got to tell you too, if it's not prohibited here, everyone would be out in the streets as well. It's very difficult to take it seriously. But today in the grocery store, I'm going to show that footage right after this right here. And it was not in the grocery store. I'm showing you from going from Los Cheramicos to the bank in Sosua and Albate, right? So it is actually quite quiet. A lot of things are closed down, but yeah, it was daytime, so people are allowed out now. The new rules now are you cannot go out past 5 o'clock at night. So I'll be leaving a new video about that soon. Thank you for joining me, everyone. And listen, if you just want to talk and you need someone to, ask questions about here in the Dominican Republic, I'm here for you. I got your back. You just give me a shout. If you don't have my number, it is 829-702-7726. It's best to leave me a message on WhatsApp. You can go ahead and leave a voice note. I don't care how long your voice note is. You can leave a long one. I love them all. And I can't always get to them if they're too long. But listen, they can even be 15 minutes long because I also leave long ones too. Just know that if you do it, I'm going to do it back. And what you do to leave a long voice note is you put your finger on that little lock and you slide it up. And once you slide it up, it will stay in lock. And then your phone just becomes like a handheld recorder. Mr. T from Educated Traveler sent me taught me that, and someone taught him that, one of his viewers. So, I'm just paying it forward for you guys who want to leave those long messages. I got your back. But remember, I'm busy, and I'll get back to you when I can. But I might listen to your voice note and not be able to get back right away, but I will get back eventually. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for staying in contact with me. I love you guys. I'm going to show you the footage that I got today in town. Take care. God bless you, and stay safe. Remember, here's my new motto. Here's my new slogan. Have faith and stay safe. Take care, everyone. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for also watching. Stay tuned. I'm connecting that other video of the streets right now. Hey guys, so here we are going down Los Cheramicos. This is the hood I live in, and I love it. I really love how everyone is buckling down and how they're sharing with each other. This is a great family area right here. On the right hand side is a good cellular phone store that I bought a cellular phone for, and not too expensive at all. And now we're coming out of Los Cheramicos. That blue sign right there, Loteca, that's for lottery and to top up cell phones. When you're here, you'll see them all over the north coast here. Not too sure about the south coast in Punta Cana because I have never spent time there, but I know they're all over here. So we're going to make a right hand turn right here, and this is going to take us up the hill. And that street that you see going across is called Highway 5. Now straight across, going that way, is Puerto Plata. Going this way is Albate, Sosua. So Cheramicos is also located in Sosua. But you can see the roads are, less busier. They're not empty right now. This is the daytime. This is 10:30 in the morning almost. And I'm on my way to the grocery store. And I thought it was going to be less people, but then I realized most people are on their way to work. And with the curfew being until the wee hours of the morning, people are getting to work later on time. Later at a later time. So right there on our left is Playa Sosua. Lately it's been a little bit dreary here. Oh my gosh, it's been raining a lot for the last 2 months, so it's been a little bit unpredictable with the hit and miss. It was actually raining today on our way to the grocery store. I bought so much stuff I had to take 2 motoconchos home. One just to carry some of my groceries. So here we go. We're going to come over the bend. Coming up soon is going to be Playero on the right hand side. And oh my gosh, I couldn't believe the lineup. People are lining up outside of the grocery store. The Dominican Republic has promised that there's going to be an even flow of food. So guys, try not to panic too much. Of course, load up, because nobody can ever make too much of a promise. But please take it very seriously that Dominican Republic is trying their best. They arrested a lawyer this morning because the lawyer was lying about the curfew hours. He said that certain hours were lifted or something, and he lied. And he put it on his Facebook page, deliberately lied. And they went and they arrested him in Puerto Plata. They're not fooling around. And they know that the only way to keep this virus at bay is to seclude yourself. The only way to keep this virus under control is to watch what you're doing, watch what you're touching, wash your hands, wash your hands. I know you guys keep hearing that, but I can't tell you enough. Just try it, do it, really start washing your hands. At the grocery stores, they have people outside that before you grab your cart, they clean it with cleanser. As soon as they give the cart to you, they clean it with cleanser. It was so amazing today in the grocery store to just kind of, be with everyone in the grocery store. It was amazing. Here's Playero on the right-hand side. You guys are going to see a lineup, but everyone was standing a certain distance apart. All of the cash register clerks had gloves on and also masks on. See, look at the lineup there. Masks on and everything. So I went to the other supermarket, Super Pola. It was less of a lineup, but I got to tell you, you got to get there soon. Like, you got to get there in the wee hours of the morning if you don't want to be standing up in a lineup, because when I was leaving Super Pola, there was a lineup. So here we're going to turn. We're going to make a left-hand turn in to Albate. This is the entrance of Albate, going down to the beach and going towards Pedro Clasante. So I got to tell you guys, I was very, look at La Tienda right there is closed. Over there, everything's just boarded up. Boarded up. And look at that. Yep, everything's closed down, so everyone's going by the rules of the road. Like I said, Super Pola is as well. I'd love to commend right now the workers of Super Pola and the way that they were just so clean. Wow, cleanliness was next to godliness today. The way they were wiping down the carts, the way they were making sure everyone was standing a certain distance apart. Oh, it was amazing. I really, really enjoyed it, like I had already said. So those of you who don't know, here's the bank corners. As you can see, there's Progresso, and this is where my adventure stopped, as I didn't want to go around town too far just to test the limits. But the next time I do go out, I will let you know. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. Have faith.